Right now, the sport of boxing is in its healthiest position in years. The introduction of Turki Alalshikh to the sport has not just meant that he can get the big fights which fans want to see get made, but it has also put pressure on other promoters to deliver even more. As a result of the sport thriving financially, fighters are elevating themselves to extremely high levels as they want to not only be considered the best, but they also want the financial rewards which come with that. The sport being in such a healthy state has led to the debate about whom the best boxers alive truly are, as right now, there are as many truly elite fighters as there have ever been. 1. Saul Canelo Alvarez. Professional boxing record, 63-2. Taking the title of the best boxer in the world right now, according to Ranker's fan vote, is Saul Canelo Alvarez. Due to some of his recent lackluster and poor performances, the Mexican superstar has dropped down in a lot of fans' rankings of active fighters. However, he remains very highly rated and rightly so. The true assessment of what level Canelo is currently at will be shown later this year when he faces off against Terence Crawford in a super fight, and if he is victorious, he will once again be high up on people's rankings of active fighters. Despite his big drop-off in performance levels over the last few years, Canelo remains an elite counterpuncher and a mastermind in the squared circle. 2. Alexander Usyk. Professional boxing record, 23-0. Ever since he became the undisputed heavyweight champion in May 2024, Alexander Usyk has been viewed as the pound-for-pound king and the best boxer in the world. Although this may be the case, the undefeated Ukrainian has missed out on the top spot of Ranker's fan vote of the best active fighters in boxing. Many people doubted Usyk ahead of his move up to heavyweight from cruiserweight due to his size. However, it hasn't played a factor at all, and in every fight he has had so far, he has shown that lighter man's skill is still a thing, as he is technically flawless but can also bite down on his mouthpiece and scrap. 3. Gervonta Davis. Professional boxing record, 30-0. Arguably, the most common placing in Ranker's fan vote of the best boxers right now is Gervonta Davis at number 3. Although Tank has placed highly in many people's pound-for-pound rankings over the years, over the last year or so, he has dropped down on most people's lists due to the lack of high-level competition he is facing. Davis is undoubtedly a superb fighter. However, he seems somewhat checked out of the sport at the highest level, as not only was his last outing against Lamont Roach Jr. a poor one, and to many people he lost, he is talking about retirement and seemingly entertaining a fight against Jake Paul which could happen in November. 4. Dmitriy Kovalev. Professional boxing record, 24-1. When any fighter gets to undisputed status in any weight class, they are instantly considered to be an all-time great, so even though Dmitriy Kovalev has been ranked the 4th best boxer alive right now, he could arguably be higher. The Russian's ability to go away and improve following the first loss of his professional career against Arur Betterbe shows just how good he is, that even at the age of 34, he is always improving. Kovalev may no longer be the undisputed champion as he was forced to vacate his WBC title. However, this does not take away his standing in the sport, as he is still one of the most skilled fighters alive. 5. Terence Crawford. Professional boxing record, 41-0. Terence Crawford's boxing ability cannot be questioned, as he is to some fans the pound-for-pound best fighter alive. Crawford's boxing skills have made him a star in boxing. However, if he defeats Canelo Alvarez in their scheduled super fight in September, he will be elevated to megastar status. But as a 4-division world champion and has been considered one of the best boxers alive for many years. Although he has the ability to steamroll his opponents, when Crawford is showcasing his defensive mastery and superb fight IQ, that is when he is at his absolute best and is pretty much untouchable. 6. Arur Betterbe. Professional boxing record, 21-1. Arur Betterbe is undoubtedly one of the most terrifying boxers in the world right now. The Russian-Canadian's deadly blend of technical brilliance, combined with his ability to stalk his opponents for 12 rounds and completely break them, not just physically, but mentally, is what makes him such a difficult and terrifying fighter to face. Although he may be 40 years old, Betterbe is still competing at the very highest level and will likely have one more chance to become the undisputed champion of the light heavyweight division if he is victorious in a trilogy fight against Dmitriy Kovalev. Even if he loses the trilogy fight against Kovalev, Betterbe will most likely continue to be elite, and has even teased a move up to cruiserweight. 7. Naoya Inoue. Professional boxing record, 30-0. Despite being undoubtedly one of the best and most dominant lighter-weight boxers of all time, Naoya Inoue still arguably doesn't get enough credit or praise for just how good he is. Inoue may be just 122 pounds, but his devastating power across all different types of punches is heavyweight level. The Japanese powerhouse boasts a 90% knockout rate, which is, of course, impressive, but what makes this even more impressive is that his most brutal victories have come in high-profile world title fights against elite competition. Inoue currently ranks very high in pretty much every pound-for-pound ranking, as he is not only a phenomenal boxer, but he has enjoyed incredible success in 4 separate weight divisions. 8. Ryan Garcia. Professional boxing record, 24-2. Although Ryan Garcia was recently defeated by Rolly Romero in his first fight back after over a year on the sidelines due to suspension, his talent is clearly still there. Garcia blamed the unusual experience of fighting in Times Square on his loss to Romero, and while that may seem ridiculous to some, he has proven he turns up when the lights are at their brightest. What is next for Garcia in his career is uncertain, despite a rematch with Devin Haney before the end of 2025 pretty much being locked in prior to his loss to Romero. However, boxing fans will be hoping he can get back to his best, as after his now overturned victory over Haney in 2024, he was viewed as the biggest star and most polarizing figure in boxing. 9. David Benavidez. Professional boxing record, 30-0. If everything goes to plan for David Benavidez, this time next year, he may find himself very high up in the pound-for-pound rankings, if not at the very top. Benavidez is now the WBC mandatory challenger at light heavyweight and will look to continue his dominance in the stacked division. With 24 of his 30 professional victories coming via KO, Benavidez is not just fantastic to watch, but he is a nightmare for his opponents to fight and plan for, given his extremely aggressive, high-pressure style, which has been proven to break fighters. To fight with such a fan-friendly style at an elite level shows just how good Benavidez is and can be for years to come. 10. Tyson Fury. Professional boxing record, 34-2. Although Tyson Fury claims he is retired, he has pulled this exact stunt many times over the years. Despite him telling fans that he is done with fighting, he is rumored to return to the squared circle at some point in 2025, potentially against Anthony Joshua. Fury's return to boxing will be welcomed, as, although he is on a 2-fight losing streak, he remains an elite heavyweight, and he will still be favored against a large majority of the current active top heavyweights. With Alexander Usyk's retirement potentially coming soon, the chances of the Gypsy King once again reigning at the top of the heavyweight division are pretty strong.